This is video 4 for chapter 2 in anatomy. In this video we're going to look at a very important compound in your body, ATP. And I know that you went over this in Bio 1 and in Bio 2 if you had that course. So ATP is an abbreviation for the compound adenosine or adenosine triphosphate. We don't really have to worry about the formula for adenosine. We just are going to put an A there. So this is a rather large molecule, but the big thing is it has 3 phosphate groups, which we're going to abbreviate as P, attached to it. And these bonds between the phosphates, anytime you have a bond, it is a source of potential energy. And this bond right here is a high energy bond. And we can remove or add a phosphate onto a molecule. And this one right here, this last phosphate, can be broken off and we end up getting energy given off if we break this. So we end up being able to break off one of these phosphates and get energy from it. Well, the reverse, if we add a phosphate back onto now ADP or adenosine diphosphate, we can store energy. So we end up with an equation, ATP plus water. So water is used to break this off. And we end up with a reversible reaction. That's with the double arrows. We end up with ADP, adenosine triphosphate, plus an inorganic phosphate molecule plus energy. This is happening in our bodies, going back and forth constantly. If we could freeze you, you would have probably a couple pounds of ATP at any given moment. But as soon as it's made, it can be stored or used. And our bodies are basically a factory to make ATP. So if you're eating a lot of things, we end up taking energy from the bonds of the food, using that energy to go through the whole Krebs cycle and glycolysis, electron transport chain, and we end up with energy. And we store that energy by going in this direction. So we take any ADP in our body, we attach the phosphate there, and that bond that forms stores the energy. Then when we need energy, maybe we have to move a muscle. But we use a lot of ATP to move a muscle. So me just writing things and you writing things, we're using a lot of ATP to move our muscles. So our bodies break off one of these phosphates and use the energy there to do things. And then we make ADP. So our body uses that again to make more ATP. So it's in a constant flux in our body. It's almost like having money in an ATM. You put money into the bank, you can get money back out. So this is the form of currency that our body uses to do all of the functioning, which is why it is so important. This is something we'll revisit over and over and over again throughout the entire year, ATP. So you should know the ins and outs of this.